What up, Dokkanners? We got some content coming up. Let's go ahead and take a look at this because we have not only Blue Zone, but we've got Pink Zone. That's right. So the Supreme Magnificent Battle Next Gen Saiyans stages 4 and 5 are coming up. I say it like that because if y'all saw my first few attempts on stages 2 and 3, you know that I am sort of still recovering. And since I also try to clear these events with lesser teams, this is going to be very soul crushing. And considering how hard I fell after the 3rd stage, ugh, I shudder to think. So this is going to be coming up. We call it Pink Zone because it's either that or heart pounding heroine battle. I mean, I know heroine is the, you know, the female term for hero, but heroine. We're just gonna call it Pink Zone. But anyway, this stage, I gotta say, this stage was among the best content I've ever experienced in the game. And the reason for that is because they actually managed to create a challenge that was different. Normally, when it comes to Dokkan, if you want to be very reductive, you can pretty much just say, you put together a team that hits hard, they hit hard back. And the goal is for you to hit harder than they do, or before they do it to you, and then you win, right? So you can very much boil it down to the nitty gritty if you really want to. But this event actually managed to do a good job to reinvent the perception of a challenge. So while some people might disagree with this and they would prefer the normal style, I love what they do here. They have these weird twists. You should go back and watch my runs on these events because I think a couple of them, like you have to pick up 10 rainbow key spheres every turn or you lose. I think there was one where you're fighting, was it Android 18? Was it where you had to super like 6 times, and if you didn't every turn super attack 6 times, you would lose. So the Android 21 would be crucial for that. I think it was against Launch. I don't know. Bulma was definitely the hardest fight because Bulma, man, you know what? Let me see if I can actually pull up the video. Yep, just looked it up. Look at these titles. She cancels dodge, trickiest challenge, send help, hardest hitting boss. Launch was the hardest hitting boss at the time. And yeah, I was loving this. I was very much loving this. And I'm just now remembering that on the Bulma fight, there was a certain point, I think it's like the penultimate stage, depending on how much damage you deal, it dictates the final fight, and you want to hit below the threshold, and I think the threshold was 10 million, something like that. Just go through these and you'll understand. It was a lot of fun, and I mean, some people might again disagree, but I liked it. And so I'm thinking, if we're getting 2 stages for this, one of them has to be boss rush. It can't be both, because both would indicate that one is super class, one is extreme class, but there's not enough of either. Actually, there's plenty of super class. There's not enough extreme class. There's Android 18. That's it, right? Yeah, that's it. So it's not going to be an extreme class, super class. What I think is going to happen is we're going to get stage 10. That's not Bulma, but a new character, because we're getting a new Peppy gal, which, by the way, for those of you who don't know, this is an indication that the Peppy gal banner is in fact coming soon. So a lot of us were expecting this. In between the GDC EX and New Tanabata, there could potentially still be 2 banners, one of which is going to be the Peppy gal's banner. That is now confirmed. So last year it was Kokat and it was Mai. Mai was, I guess, well, no, I mean, there's no real like headliner or banner unit. They're both new. But considering stages 10 and 11 are dropping, one of them is probably going to be Boss Rush. Although, you know what? That might be no, that might be a little insane. Maybe it's not going to be Boss Rush. I think actually it might just be the 2 new Peppy gals, because Boss Rush on this would be like straight out of a Saw movie. Like, it's just a torture simulator. That might be a little much, because like, imagine having to have a team that can super attack 6 times every turn, that can also produce like 20 orbs any given turn, also have the ability to dodge and seal and stun and everything. That's probably too tall a task. So actually, I changed my mind. I don't think it's going to be Boss Rush, because if it is, that would be absolutely cruel. I think it is going to just be 2 different stages for 2 new characters. So I think we're going to be looking at 2 new characters entirely, that are not any of the ones that we've already seen. So I guess we'll save this for another video. But yeah, that's basically what this means. So and then also we've got the Mr. Popo event coming back. They are giving us, once again, even more inventory. So new EX skill orbs. I'm assuming this is going to be for the LR Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. which is funny because I just spent some time carefully crafting his new build. So wasted a couple of orbs, and I'm probably gonna have to waste a couple more, but we'll see. But yeah, with all three of these events, along with the Gohan, they are all probably going to be coming up in the data download later on today, because the maintenance preparation and all that is starting on the 14th, which is today. It is today. So we should be seeing a data download. In that data download, we will know a couple of things. Number one, we will know when the LR Gohan EZA is dropping, because I know a lot of people want to eagerly see how the unit can function. And more importantly, number dos, when will that Peppy Gal's banner be dropping? Now, I can already tell you, no matter what the unit is, it is not a must summon. In fact, it is the anti-summon. Don't summon. I'm just telling you right now. Because the Peppy Gal banner is the epitome of a filler banner. It's double rates. Let me actually pull up last year. Oh yeah, you know what? Global last year, we were kind of all over the place because we were still finalizing the full synchro. So Global got it in October, along with Roshi. They were sort of crammed in there. JP got it in the summertime, right? Yeah, JP got it August 14th. So my timeline, I mean, it does conform to the JP scheduling. Yeah, so yeah, this will be the final year where global stuff would be different in terms of like the precedent. But anyway, let me just take a look here. Wait, where's the banner? 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 What the hell's the banner? There it is. Double rates, blue coins, by the way, not red coins. They do this like 90 stone promotion thing 3 times only. You would summon for 30 stones, so I'm sure some people will probably do that. Maybe they'll make an adjustment, maybe they don't. This is what the banner look like. That's it. Now, to be fair, Peppy Gals has been improving every year with these new additions. Last year, Peppy Gals actually had some spunk. And I say it like that because the unit or the category has some nice abilities collectively, and the synergy is great. The problem is the firepower pales in comparison to all, like most other teams, ones that have premier support. This is not a premier category. Things could change this year. Things could be very different, but I think in general, it is still safer to save up because this is on the heels of the new Tanabata celebration. So yeah, definitely save up. JP got this in August 2024. And this was the part 2 to the Roshi. Oh yeah, they also had this like SummerSlam banner, another cash grab. Roshi released. There was a story event. Actually, wait, wasn't there something infamous about the story event where it was like incomplete? Some super battle roads. These dropped one during the Roshi and then another one after the Peppy Gals came out. Also, Videl got an EZA. And then Margarita and Kiawe got EZA. So actually, that's another thing to consider in the banner. The banner will also consist of, kind of similar to Heroes, I guess. It will consist of characters that get awakenings and characters that have Extreme Z awakenings. So with last year's set being Margarita and Kiawe, actually, who would be the next ones to get the EZA? It's late. I don't know. You guys tell me. So I guess that really just leaves the question of who could it be? I mean, I really don't know how to really start the predictions. I mean, it's just any Peppy Gal. So, you know, Chi-Chi, Videl, anyone. I mean, they're all in play. Now, please forgive me, but I'm only saying this because I saw some of y'all talk about this. And I'm just going to indulge. But believe me, I'm dead inside. What if we get a Rinsu? What if this is our unofficial entry point? Well, not, I mean, we've had some before, but still. What if a Rinsu is the appetizer unit for Daima in this Peppy Gal filler banner, and then that leads into either potentially another pre-Dokkan festival or new Tanabata, which is Daima. I'm only saying it because I've seen some of y'all's comments, okay? Forgive me. Again, I'm dead inside, okay? And if we were to kind of look at this further, I don't think this, well, actually, it works and it doesn't work. Here's how it doesn't work. She is basically a Supreme Kai, right? Only she didn't leave the, you know, the demon world. She stayed, right? So if we consider Supreme Kai as sort of like that through line, and then we take the Supreme Kai over to the land of the Kais where he was hanging out with other Kais, more specifically one such Kai the West Supreme Kai, this would basically be like a Rinsu West, right? Or from Z, not a Peppy gal. So that kind of works, I guess. But then the other way to look at it is that Toa is a Peppy gal. So works for me. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Regardless, even if it is a Rinsu, I don't think you should summon. But we'll talk about that in another video, because there will be more opportunities to discuss more specifics and all that stuff. I'm very sleepy. I don't even remember what I just said. So I'm gonna wrap this up. We got content coming up. That's the most important thing. Y'all will be entertained by watching me struggle and sweat and burn on these stages. Also, I highly recommend you go watch the heart-pounding heroine stages just to get an idea for what they do different if you haven't done so. If you haven't done the events, it is very different. I like it. Some people don't, because it definitely is not the same as the normal conventions that we're used to when it comes to challenge events. But maybe that's what we need right now, especially after all these events where they just hit with 13 billion attack stat frame 1. Maybe this is exactly what we needed to act as sort of a palate cleanser. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments if you guys are expecting a data download later on today. If so, do you think they could reveal the Peppy Gal's characters in that data download? What do you expect to see besides anything that we discussed here? What do you think about the idea of having a Rinsu sort of usher in the new Daima era as the first of potentially a few more, either via Tanabata or Anniversary, but having a Rinsu jump in during the Peppy Gal's banner? Would that make some sales? What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know if I said anything that was just gibberish, because I've forgotten like actually 80% of what I just said in this video. It's late, man. I'm tired. I'm pooped. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. Wait, did I say the rest of it? Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future. Did I say that? Goodbye.